Live. So it should now be live. Welcome back to the possible finale of our Let's Play through Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge Special Edition. It is me, Stu, and joining me tonight is Ken from the Podcast on Fire Network.
Hello, hello, man with a bad memory. I remember some of these things. Not all, but that's the fun of replaying these things. It's a good thing that your memories crap, Stuart. You just when you go into these things, ooh, this is a nice game. LeChuck, he seems like a bad guy. Guybrush, he seems to have like I'm that innocent each and every playthrough.
So, we have the low-key goal of completing it in under 3 hours, which is a big ask, but so far we're 48% through and we're 1 hour and 10 minutes in.
Tell the kids about the speed running record of this. Not that you remember it hour, minute, seconds, but it was a ridiculously fast speed run of this.
I've watched a couple, but I think it's because there's different builds. But it seems to be between 30 and 35 minutes.
And that clearly means that there's some tweaking of the game.
Yes.
Because they don't sit there and listen to the dialogue trees and choose dialogue things, because that would take up more than 35 minutes.
Exactly.
Hours of dialogue.
They know what to ask and who to ask when, and only talk to them if it's, I guess, mandatory to the story. But yeah, it seems to be an option where they know the pattern of buttons to hit to get through the, like, I guess, to convince like Elaine Marley that you're a good guy and let Guybrush back into her life.
There's necessarily not a tweak of the game that like there's no enabled cheats or anything. They simply know how to streamline it perfectly.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think it's just through repetition. So they get to this part and say, right, I know what buttons to press and what sequence to get the desired result. But
is there any money in that game? Speedrunning? Do you know that?
I think so. I think there's definitely, like when you have like all these esport things, I think there is like a speed run, and if there's like tournaments, and I think first prize will be some sort of financial gain. But yeah, it's nuts. It's definitely a hobby for those who have lots of time on their hands.
Back in the 80s, kids, let Uncle Ken tell you a story. There was no such thing as computer gaming or console gaming being socially acceptable. Certainly not up for sports prizes or prize money, you know. Those things have changed. Like you read about, like a full-on flip to very much socially acceptable, and you can be a thriving person if you're a esports champion.
Yeah, like a household name to some people. Not that I could name any, but I'm sure my kids all know the name of.
I'm sorry we haven't started yet, but you mentioned your kids. Do you know, or do they know? And go and ask them. Is Minecraft, is there sports involved connected to Minecraft, or you can't compete at Minecraft?
I would have to check that. Also, they are still quite interested in Minecraft, but I wonder if there's like maybe like creative competitions or something like. Right, you have 1 hour to build a skyscraper in the game. Go for it, because it's virtual Lego, so it might come down to the creativity of what they can do. But you can't speed run that game. Possibly. You know what? I'll check after this, and I bet there is.
Do your research and get back in half an hour, and let's just leave the stream open.
1,000-word report.
And I'm asking because literally I don't know. I know Minecraft is possibly a Swedish. It's a creation of a Swede who's probably very rich by now, but I haven't played it. These are my games. Monkey Island.
Yeah.
This is my jam. And still is. I had the urge to sort of start Curse again, but I'm in the middle of the, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, so I have to.
Oh, yes.
Anyway.
let's get started.
Where were we?
I finished off winning the spitting competition. So
Gotcha.
that
You cheater.
gives me the plaque, which I think I have to sell to the guy in the shop to get enough money to hire Kate Capsize. I think I've already been to the library and got the book.
Yeah. You need a particular thing from a ship that I can't remember the word for now. But
it's like it's not a head mantle, but it's the statue from the front of the ship.
Yes.
Yeah, and we need to know the coordinates. But I don't think I've even gotten Kate arrested yet.
Right on. Well, you remember your stuff from the old graphics gameplay.
Yes, our Amiga playthrough.
And you might have forgotten one or two solutions despite. That happens.
Yes, that is definitely going to happen. So I'm going to open my beer, because this is a beer channel. This does look like some lovely carpet. But it is an IPA.
Carpet beer.
So this is from Two Towns Down Brewing in Paisley. It's not too far from Glasgow.
Right on. So you're going local tonight.
Yeah.
Or national or patriotic.
I picked this up in Edinburgh last week with Tom when we were both hungover from our brewing weekend. He couldn't look at the sight of beer, and I was like a kid in a sweet shop.
You're like, I'm Scottish, I can deal with this. Give me more beer.
I need to fill my boots, because this stuff isn't easily accessible. So I went home with more beer than I went in with. But, yeah. A very cloudy looking beer. And you can tell because you cannot see me on the other side of it.
Yeah, that looks like an
orange squash.
Fish. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right.
Exotic.
Let's go.
I know you
360.
want to volunteer.
Do you remember offhand? Obviously, you won this. I remember the solution with the flags, of course, because you cheat at every possible opportunity. You cheat. But did you have to mix your drink to be green, or it didn't matter? Okay, because green gob, and then it didn't matter whether you did like swooshy, 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 and then all those different sounds that you create the thing in your mouth, the mixture in your mouth, but it needed to be green, right?
Yes, green was the key.
Because you can mix that drink to brown.
He said one good turn deserves another.
But maybe brown is the losing.
How much will you give me for this?
Losing mixture.
I'm not interested. What do you mean? It's worth a mint. For a lump of pus on a shingle?
So having played a few hours of this, looks all spiffy, remastered, and what have you, but you sat through the old school graphics like
That's not just pus.
gun to your head.
So
New
special
graphics, old graphics.
I feel like I'm this nostalgic guy where there's something comforting about playing a game like this.
Because the definition isn't bad. They're expressive environments and characters, and they needed to be, because we need to understand the clues in the environment. The parrot needed to be distracted, as you've already done. So, yeah, it's spiffy and nice, but I found myself on my prior playthrough. If I'm being honest, I probably set it to voice and old graphics. There was no voice track for the old version, the original version, but they recorded one, and now they gave you the option versus Monkey Island 1 Special Edition, where you can have old graphics plus hear everyone talk. In Monkey Island Special Edition, they had old graphics, no voice, new graphics, voice, right? So they gave you a few more options, and so if I play through again, I think I would stick to the old graphics plus the wonderful voice work. Because they obviously cast the persons who were there from Curse of Monkey Island and onwards
I'll pay you the
to
6,000
be
pieces of
in the
bacon.
earlier game.
You've
So
chartered
they
yourself a
didn't
ship.
recast.
My
They were
name's
all
Kate
pretty much
Capsules.
available.
I'll be your captain. Are you
Earl
ready to
Bowen,
leave
as we
now?
talked about, playing LeChuck, he was still alive at this point. He has passed away now, so he's not the voice of LeChuck in
Not sure where I want to
the
go.
latest game.
You'd
Right.
figure that out and come back and let me
But I'm
know.
sure whoever they cast for
Cruises.
that did a smashing job, because
Cruises.
you know,
Sightseeing.
when that
out.
happened,
Last
when
day
the
before I
CD-ROM
leave for
technology
Phatt
happened in the
Island.
90s, and you now could store
Last
an
spot
entire
of
voice
Great shipwrecks of our
performance
century.
on the
It says
whole
here the
CD.
Mad Monkey sank at
That
36
didn't always
north,
mean to it.
87 west.
They cast well.
Mhm.
Some of the Sierra
Cruises.
games are essentially the guys who made the game.
Cruises.
Okay, remember 36.
Sightseeing.
Crap, I already forgot.
Great
Our
shipwrecks of
coordinates.
century. It says
44,
here the Mad
36
Monkey sank at
north.
36 north, 87 west.
87.
36,
Sunken
87,
galleons.
36, 87,
Cruises. Sunken galleons.
58, 59, 36, 87.
Right, ready
I'm
to set
ready
sail.
to set sail.
Have you got a plan or anything?
Write it
I
down
can
and be
show you where I
helpful.
want to go on this map that catches.
But yeah, so some of the King's Quest games, one or
Wait,
two.
did this just automatically point me there?
Maybe the special edition helps you out, as a matter of fact. Who knows? But it was 3687 though. So
Oh, okay, right. So it's
you're 3786.
so
Yeah,
3687.
that's what you said.
Well, here we are.
36
What
north.
now?
Look at the war.
But yeah, when you play one of the King's Quest games, they had a CD-ROM talkie version. It was like
I'll
the
dive in and look for
programmers,
the
the guys
sunken
in the
galleon.
Sierra offices who
Are you
did campy
sure?
voices,
When?
not
Hey,
actors.
I can hold breath for 10
But
minutes.
for the Monkey Island games, when they did the voice soundtrack in back in the day for Curse of Monkey Island and onwards, they got a good cast going there of professionals and mainstays of the series. So and that is true for this one. So have you had a chance to sort of form an opinion of hearing this world talk for the first time, unless you played Monkey Island 1, that is?
Yes, I did play Monkey Island 1, but that was like 10 years ago.
So what's your sort of take on it? Is it a fun cast of characters, good voice actors, suitable voice actors, American, English sounding voice actors combined?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was
Like with Guybrush, he's always
Exactly.
he's always been. So Dominic Amato doesn't play him as like, "Hi, I'm Guybrush. What's up?"
Mhm.
Like he's a dream. "Hi, I'm Guybrush. I'm not a pirate." So do you think they got the essence of Guybrush right? In
Definitely.
the voice department. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
got
I think
monkey head.
that's through
Let's head
me
back to the-
playing Escape from Monkey Island first on the
Congratulations
PC.
your find, Guybrush.
Yes.
Be
So
sure and tell any
hearing
friends
that
of
was
yours
voice
about
and that
Yeah.
voice stuck with me. So the fact
See
when I
you
went
around
to
the
play the
turnpike.
special edition of the
3
first
hours
Monkey
worth.
Island,
Glass
like
bottom
there's
boat.
that voice again.
Sunken
So-
galleons. Glass
Yeah,
bottom
he's been around, and he was a good
I
good choice.
haven't looked yet, but I wonder if if
Can't read.
the voice, like the actor that does the voice for Guybrush, if he does cameos, like that app where celebrities will do personalised messages for money.
Sure.
It's like he's got
Uh,
that voice, like surely that's the thing.
He's very active on social media, at least was up until a point. Maybe he left X due to
Yeah, of course. Like
Mr.
many have.
Musk.
The figurehead from the
Yeah, so just look up Dominic Amato and cameo, and I'm sure he doesn't charge like an arm and a leg for a little
Yeah.
message.
map piece for it. Sure, I'll take the map piece. It's yours. All right. I got
Okay,
the first map
right.
piece.
We have our first map piece.
Oh, first map piece. So you're doing this a little bit because I was on the stream when we sort of collected 1, 2, 3 map pieces. So you're not doing it in the same exact order.
No, I was trying to be. Oh wait, no, I've already got my costume. Okay.
Glass bottom
is this
boat.
the island
Last
that
day before I leave for Phatt Island.
Elaine, it's party zone.
I think so. That's the path, and that's because you have the little thing before the mansion that you need to pass right now and change into your lovely dress.
Mm-hmm.
which I actually love in the new version. He's actually he looks great in a dress. He really does. He's not silly looking, Guybrush. I think, and he's got a hairpiece as well. So oops.
Yeah.
Don't you see a Mardi Gras costume when you see one? Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, neither of us, I think, can hear the voice right
Keep up
now
the good
because Stu is having to have me in one ear. But even
Wait, I can't get changed in. Okay.
like even minor characters, I think, are well done. Even the person who guards the structure, I think you can change there right on the spot.
I
I don't think you need to go back.
Oh.
I think there will be a dialogue option, and then it goes off the screen automatically, and then comes back.
Ah, okay. I thought I had to go back to like the costume store.
No, because there's no changing stall anywhere in the
Is there
game. So
something I can help
just
you with?
start talking
I'm
probably
here for
when you
Governor's
show
party.
You
the
mean
invitation,
Governor Marley's Mardi Gras
and he will do his thing.
fry? It's invitation
Okay.
only, and costumes are required.
I've got my invitation right here.
Well, what do you know? You do have an invitation. Do you have a costume?
I have my costume right here.
Better put it on.
Well, if you insist,
Okay, you're
you
right.
have to try to restrain yourself.
No. Go in the bushes or something.
Strategically unbuttoned that shirt.
Oh,
Show off his
that is
chest.
nice.
Look at him.
And
Doesn't he
the
look lovely in his
are a
boots
nice
as well?
touch. Okay, I guess you can go through. Have fun.
A lot of people weren't really happy with the design of Guybrush in the remastered version of 1. I think I even saw like mods that changed it to that the person who modded the game's liking a little bit more. I don't know, man, why they didn't like it. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Unless they were comparing them to, because obviously it looks drastically different when you get the curse.
Yeah, for sure. And his design will differ so much because of the decided graphic design. Sort of dictates that he will look different from Curse, which is cartoon in nature. Escape is 3D. Plays for Monkey Island. It was sort of built on the Telltale tools type of graphics, if you're familiar with that. And Return to Monkey Island, when people, the latest one, when people saw that trailer, they just went, shit. How can you do this? How can you do this? You know, it always happens. Film trailers drop. Oh my God, it's worse than genocide. And then people start playing it and get into the groove of it, and then they realize the design isn't bad at all, but rather good. You know what I mean? So they all. And if I were to pick a favorite, design-wise, I think Curse of Monkey Island is wonderful because the cartoon cutscenes and the cartoon nature of the gameplay itself is just, I just think it's wonderful. I really did. It's a home run from that standpoint.
Yeah. Oh, I've gotten a message. Willow's watching our stream, so I've got to say wave and say hello.
Hello. You can't see me wave. No one can ever see me wave.
Yes. Ken's just a mysterious voice. I'm here. I see you, Willow. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, almost choked on a bone.
Okay, so I stole the map piece, and I can just walk right out the door, right?
And it's never that easy. What are you doing?
It's the controls I'm pushing forward to walk out, but when I get to the next scene, that's reverse the controls to walk back in the room.
That dog breed.
Yeah.
Basset Hound, I believe. Bringing it back to Asian cinema, because that's where we come from. The director of Ghost in the Shell, Mamoru Oshii, and director of Angel's Egg and Avalon and the Pet Labor series, he, more often than not, live action or anime, as a Basset Hound somewhere in his films or shows, because that's the breed that he loves and continually owns, I believe. You know, so that's always lovely, just to see a Basset Hound chilling in cartoon form or in live form.
Oh, his teeth fell out.
Scream. And you see his pants as well.
Ah, yes.
Governor, I caught one of
Yeah, you also have to
party guests
remember
making
these
off with the
graphics are
train
built
lot
literally
tonight.
upon the old game, so it isn't a new game that you switch back and
Bring 'em in.
like in code that you switch back and
In
forth
here,
from.
Guy
So
Brush.
you know if movements are wonky and
The one and only Sugar Bear.
you know it's not like 60 frames per second super cartoony design that flows. That's just because this is the original
Just
game
Guinea
that they
honey
built
cakes.
Don't talk.
a graphics layer upon, if you will. So.
Get lost.
Hunky doodle.
I'm warning you.
Pooper duper.
Maybe I
Okay.
should go rake the back 40.
Look
This is
at us,
obviously
together
funny to
again.
hear, like
Boy, we haven't been like
his
this
nicknames
since,
for Elaine
well,
Mhm.
continually.
I quit my job and moved
Yeah.
away,
A lot of
leaving
nicknames.
a
One of them was
forward
Sugar
address.
Bear.
was that what happened? I thought.
And a lot of that is in the dialogue trees as well, I think. So
I
if,
thought
if
we
you
had an
were
agreement.
really thorough and really anal about experiencing all of Monkey Island 2, you'll have to replay everything and choose every option from the dialogue tree during,
Elaine,
or
take me
different
back.
options
I
rather,
can't
from
do
the
without you.
dialogue tree during
Oh,
different playthroughs, if you were that keen on hearing every line of dialogue. Slip into something more comfortable. Guybrush!
I like what you've done with your hair.
Same old Guybrush.
I realize now what a
Trying to
fool I
remember the path of
You're getting
winning her
warmer.
back.
Yeah, it's one of those things that where you need to retry it once
May
or twice, I
lightning
suppose.
strike me if I bear false intentions.
And because there's no
Guybrush,
losing scenario
I know I
here,
shouldn't have
you're gonna
anything to
get
do
through
with
it.
But there's something
Even if
about
she
your
rejects
weakness and
you
ineptitude
once,
that I
you
can't
can go into the room
fix.
probably again
That
and
mean you're gonna let
just
me have the map?
restart.
Map. Is that what this is all about? I should have known better. If the map's all you care about,
There it goes.
Yeah, not the first time it will go. If you remember the last playthrough, Stuart.
you'd better go out and get it.
One of my favorite things from one of the past streams was watching your face drop when you thought you had it. One of the map pieces.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, it was like, it can't be this easy. It's just.
So I have the thing, I picked up stuff, and now I'm ready for the solution, right?
Like,
And,
right,
and
yes, I just.
even
does
this is
that.
very fun.
It's his
No,
little hand
damn it.
reaching.
Damn it. Okay. And we're living in a cartoon universe, so obviously that map is has a life of its own and is going to be placed somewhere where it will stick. You know, it will not drift off to sea, thankfully.
Okay.
Well, shoot.
So, obviously, I
Yeah.
feel like I should do the stuff with the dog and the chef whilst I'm here.
Yeah,
Just pick 'em up
I'd
from-
like to, but this just doesn't have the pockets for it.
exactly.
I'm gonna
You
ditch this thing once and
need
for all.
to change it. Like I would expect like any piece of clothing has deep pockets, but no, he needs the
Hey, dog.
actual
You're coming with me.
his actual wardrobe. Those have the deep pockets.
Okay, so.
One of those puzzles that you perhaps need to do once or twice to figure out how to traverse the screen, how to do the distraction move properly. It's not
Too quick. That timing looked alright. So I need to run in and grab a fish.
exactly. So
Yeah, he's still chasing. That's fine.
it's one of those things like obviously there's a 360 thing around the house, but it's one of those things that things you might miss initially, but you figure it out fairly quickly. It's not this elusive sort of abstract puzzle where you know, that no one can figure out without a walkthrough. So run around the house seems simple enough.
Oh, there you are. Anyway, that I will say.
It's meat cleaver's bloody.
Yeah, it's blood soaked.
Vandals.
Well used. Okay, so I now need to go get that fishing pole.
Yes, you need a fishing pole, indeed.
Actually, I think I could have just walked off the right side of the screen and got to the
Yeah.
map.
Yes, you could, but you're nearly there, so.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of backtracking and stuff like that in these games either. It's fairly straightforward.
Now, it's a different island with the fishing pole, isn't it?
Yes, it's the island. It's Phatt Island because that's where you were imprisoned initially. With Governor Phatt, who's a pleasant sight.
Yeah.
He's
Him
one
and
of
his
those like
chins.
he's one of those
Deep inside,
dialogue
lurks
scenes that you get in a little bit where they animate the characters a little bit bigger, right? So therefore you get to see Governor Phatt and his constant feeding tubes and his intermittent dialogue in between that.
You will
and things like
regret it a lot
Uh,
more if he
did you
finds
watch the
out
stream where I had to guess
Stop
this
him at any
door
cost.
puzzle?
But remember,
No, but I obviously
It took me a
know
few
of
minutes.
it. Well, a few minutes. Some of us got stuck for weeks and weeks and weeks back in the day, without the internet, without the help of walkthroughs or anything. But yeah, did you figure it out on your own?
There was a moment where I was looking through my inventory and I came across the spit-covered paper.
Nice.
And on the previous stream, we noticed the notes.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
clicked, and I was like, "Oh, the riddle!" And yeah,
Got anything?
the bones, the order of it all.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is what I mean by like a few close-up sections where the characters go really big, where they animate them really big, even in the original graphics. That I always thought was rather nice, like a big full-on sort of close-up of guybrushing detail, even in the old graphics. So you didn't see that in the first game, so they made some either technological leaps in the year between the first and second game, or did stuff they didn't have time to try or didn't think of trying. By the time they got to the second game, they acted on a few more creative impulses. So it's a nice mixture rather than just sort of putting out a reskinned version of the game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah.
Ooh, you mean on rice with a little wasabi and soy sauce?
No. Plain cold and with the head
This section is
still
obviously
punched.
one where
What do you
speedrunners
say?
have already picked up the fish,
Right?
so they don't need
It's
to
a
go anywhere to
Great.
win the fishing
I am
rod
really
from the
looking forward to
guy,
making
but
you eat my
it never
catch.
makes sense logically.
What with all the sewage from
Because
Governor Phatt's mansion,
the makers
fish are
sort of
usually
assume
pretty
that you
gross.
talk to this guy
I
a
never
little bit
eat
earlier in
mine.
the game,
This sounds
Yeah.
and
like
then
fun.
go on some
Let's get
adventures, and
fishing,
then steal a
buddy.
fish a couple of hours later, and then you realize that you can come back here and do some fishing competition. But yeah, it's obviously entirely functional
I think I'll drop a
uh,
line right here.
to do it immediately
Wow,
after
I've got a
meeting.
nibble already. Holy cow, he's
Glad
a
the fisherman's got
monster.
his eyes shut.
I've got him. What a battle.
Wow! This is the biggest. Well,
Like the way you see, like the
almost as
items
big as a
fully
Leviathan
disappear
I
as
just
someone
hauled
receives them.
in.
That's just the
Really?
nature of the
Where
original
is
game, how the
this
graphics were
Leviathan?
designed. You know, there was no animation of someone putting stuff in their pockets all the
I
time.
think you're lying.
So
Yeah,
not a,
you're right.
glitch in the
It's
HD
just a
graphics or
fish
anything.
story. I guess you win. Here, take the pole.
And then he
Okay.
retires and never comes back in the Monkey Island universe unless they do a callback in Return to Monkey Island. Monkey Island.
Yeah.
There will be a couple of characters that will return. I've already spoiled that you haven't seen the last of Wally in the series, so that's
Do this whilst we're here.
something that a character they realized was very popular, a character that you put through hell a couple of times in the game. You know, I wasn't on the stream when you escaped from LeChuck's fortress, but
Yeah.
obviously
No,
Wally gets, and I don't.
You must have me confused
I don't
with
know. I
someone
mean,
else.
you have
Hey,
obviously
now,
played it. So,
that's an
did we ever see
unusual
Wally
name.
again after the
Perhaps you have
explosion?
some identification.
No.
My ideas
So
are
it's
my
just
share.
assumed that he
Wait
was
here while I
yeah.
again.
thrown
Toast.
for miles and
Nice
miles and
try,
miles and miles and
Guybrush.
miles.
I don't
as
know
well.
how you got out of the jail, but I'm taking you back in.
Do you want to go?
Where do you want to go? That's a voice I always remember from the new version. So, he had dreads, so they did a not very offensive Jamaican accent. To be honest, it's all good.
And now we go to the cliff.
where everything is going to be all right, Stuart.
Oh, you're right. Wait. I forgot what happens here.
You forgot what happens here.
Boy,
Like, I've
all
now
the
just
way down
remembered.
there. It is. a
Okay,
nice boat.
again, it's like you've done your adventure game tricks like you've earned to solve this.
Yeah.
You really have.
This is it.
In normal games, there would be this would end up in your inventory, but
Oh,
a
good.
very well timed gag makes you.
Goes all the way to the opposite end of the islands.
And this is not the makers extending this for an unnecessary amount of hours. It's just fun. It's a fun gag. It's a well-timed gag.
Now, wait. I need to go back to here first. Because I need an oar. Because this is where I need to get my to work my way up the big tree.
Yes, they have a little system in that tree of you don't
There might be some.
you don't ascend it on a rope ladder. You do it in a
Yeah.
very odd fashion, risky fashion. So,
Feels like something from Crystal Maze.
She's gone. I guess I really made her mad this time.
I guess this second playthrough and then
maybe she'll
going
miss this
forward in the series will you'll have to ponder, sort of. I mean, we're not there yet, but you have experienced the ending once, although you missed it on the stream.
I was.
The twist ending, what it means, what it is, where it seems like this game was just like a playtime of children,
Yeah, like a daydream.
but it clearly wasn't, because it was amusing. Whatever part of the stream it is, when the reveal of the ending happens, when LeChuck turns to the camera, old Stuart is distracted by his children. Just
Exactly.
in the nick of time, and I watched that back like, you missed it.
Looks like a
You just think it's a simple ending, and you missed it. That second, someone made a noise. Stuart missed it. Yeah.
God damn it, that's on Monkey Island!
Yeah, that ending, this film's ending, this game's ending, has been the subject of
Wait a minute.
debate and even YouTube videos out there, what it all means.
I haven't looked at them
Not
yet,
a
but
time to adjust.
I think it's,
Dad?
for me, it's pretty
are you
clear
doing here?
cut that
looking for you.
LeChuck
Where have you
had
been?
some
You came looking for me?
magic still
I thought
in
you
him
abandoned
and
me.
managed to
Why would we
deceive
do that?
deceive
We are such loving parents.
Guybrush
Yes,
Right.
and send him off on
So what do
some
you
sort
two
of
want?
mental
We
journey.
have some
He
information for
got out of that somehow, and we
Great.
enter the
What is
events of Curse of
Well,
Monkey
We're
Island,
going to give it
the
to
third
you in
game.
the
You know what I mean?
form
So,
of a
but
song.
Oh,
it's interesting. It's not a bad thing, Stuart, when you have people years and years and years after the release of your game make a little documentary on YouTube on your storytelling
Yeah.
choices. That's not a bad thing. That's a legacy.
there's actually, I've been meaning to share a documentary with you. There's a YouTube channel called No Clip, and they did a documentary about the return of Monkey Island. Not about like the game, but what more or less convinced them to make like another installment in the franchise so many years later.
With that original team as well.
Exactly. So it's a man called Daniel Dwyer who speaks with everyone on the team, and it kind of shows you a lot of like all the work behind the scenes. So I remember watching it earlier this year, just prior to Return to Monkey Island coming out. It just looked like a really well produced documentary
write this
just
down.
published on YouTube. Look at
I
this
would.
pad.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have designed this as like, no, you need to write it down, player. But thankfully, they were kind enough to like, no one's gonna stop and like write down things on their pads in the middle of this, you know. So Guybrush writes down the song
Yikes.
for us, you know.
What is
So,
What's
but
wrong?
adventure games could be cruel, Stuart. If you miss
Why did you
something,
leave me
you were.
again?
But this is now documented the verses of
But I killed
of
you.
Yeah.
this song.
You didn't
just
kill
heard.
me, you
And
little
that's it. There's games where they've made
when you met me.
the puzzle solving like a 4D experience where,
A favor.
God, I think there was, I can't remember what game it was, but I feel like there's something that was either on like the Super Nintendo or possibly like the PlayStation 1, and they were saying,
What a dream.
I don't know, the answer to the riddle is on the back of the manual, and you're looking through all your inventory in game, but it's actually something that's printed on the manual inside the game's case.
Right. Well. That is also a anti-piracy kind of move too. Not only did you need to get a game started back in the day, you had to look up like specific words in the manual to get it started at
Yeah.
all. And
Oh yeah, I had that. Well, like license keys.
Yes, and code wheels and stuff like that, because piracy was pretty rampant. It was easy enough to copy Amiga games and PC games. So by also placing a solution to the game
Junk.
in the physical manual is like an anti-piracy technique mid-game. You know,
Yeah.
not pre-game. And they had to do all they needed. Even they had manuals that were printed in sort of
Excuse me.
with
could you
red
take a look at
pages that required a special set of not glasses but a
Looks like a
little
massive
rectangular
fraction.
lens
You're
thing
gonna
to
be
look
using
through.
this?
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
reinforce it for you.
You know, because I mean, I was
There you
guilty
go,
of it.
boy.
Obviously, I had
Steel
tons
strength,
of pirated
alloy
games
split, better than new.
back in the day. But I remember this one was cracked, so it didn't require any code wheel or anything. Yeah, they had to be crafty. That's for sure. And now with DRM and whatever, I don't know what the current sort of main technique is to discourage pirates and encourage buying the physical game or buying it digitally. I don't know what that is, but the DRM I remember not being particularly popular, or being connected all the time to the internet to even play the effing game, whatever game it was. That wasn't popular either. So you know, we don't pirate games anymore because they're easily accessible, and we can afford a game or two here and there. You know.
Especially when they're like £1.75 in the Steam sale.
Exactly.
That's how I ended up buying 4 games today.
Yeah, Stu went on a little Monkey Island shopping spree.
Yeah. You thought Monkey Mondays were over. Oh no.
We're only on game 2 out of, what is it? Monkey 1, Monkey
Can't
2,
pick that
Curse, Escape, Tales. Well, there's 6 games. Tales is episodic, but we got 6 games. So, and I haven't played all of them. I haven't played Escape from Monkey Island mainly because I've heard bad things about the control
I think I
scheme,
get the
that it's
idea.
kind of flawed and things like that. So I don't have the patience for flawed control schemes, experimental control schemes in that late 90s era, early 2000s era of now adventure games need to be 3D. So
Maybe
when
we
I
can
get-
work through that together.
Maybe so, because yeah, these games were well designed, these ones, but 3D experimentation, trying to go with the times, that didn't yield this
Hundreds and hundreds of maps.
neat update to control schemes. You know,
It's crazy.
LucasArts
but it
did
just
well
work.
with slimming down the user interface,
Little
starting
guybrush.
with Curse and like some
Good
full
boy.
throttle that game, which
Run
is a
along
recommended
now.
game. If you find that on sale, get Full Throttle. It's
Now
one of my
that's a
favorite
good
LucasArts
dog.
games.
Yeah.
It's
now I
a
got 2 map sections.
sci-fi bike gang adventure thing. You know,
Right.
Mark Hamill is in it. He
Okay.
does a couple of voices in it. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's something I would, if I'm not playing it with you, escape.
Was
from,
there ever anything in the outhouse?
Just an outhouse.
Okay.
You can look at it. He will make a very brief comment, but no. But I've always thought, like, if I play Escape, it's gonna be I'm gonna watch it on YouTube, because I just can't sit through something that's going to irritate me. Here is like in Escape from Monkey Island. There's a play mechanic that that parodies Mortal Kombat. So there's like a monkey combat, which I hear is a drag. I'm too old to try and get around flawed decisions.
Yeah, when you look at the review scale on Steam,
Very good. Do you have anything
Curse
else?
was overwhelmingly positive.
Yes.
Well, there is one other small
Escape
thing.
was mixed,
assume this has
and
to do
Tales
with
was
Guybrush's
overwhelmingly
capture?
positive.
Yes.
Well, sort of.
And
You've allowed him
Anna
to
Jones
find the
was
second
overwhelmingly
map piece,
positive.
haven't you?
Yes.
So there's definitely like one where it's like,
You
oh,
are to ready
but
your ship and sail
I think
him
there's
yourself.
nostalgia there for me, so I think I might look past some of its flaws.
Yeah, I think if they did well on that game, it's probably in the humor and story department and things like that. I don't think that was an aspect that tanked or anything. But
It's fat. I need to go to.
sitting through the design that just bothered me. I mean, even with games like Simon the Sorcerer, which was traditional in 1 and 2, and then by the time the third came out, then people just had a hard time with
Idiots.
it. Same with Gabriel Knight. Gabriel Knight 1 was traditional. Gabriel Knight 2 was full motion video, and
They
Gabriel
can't
Knight
keep
3
it locked
was also in 3D. Looks awful, but it's apparently a very well written game. Gabriel Knight is very adult, very horror oriented, but it's just a sign of the times, man. And that's what game developers do. They need to go with the times. If 3D is a thing, then we need to ship units somehow. You know, you can't make Monkey Island in the same style when a shift in traditions and trends have happened. You know, so I don't blame them, but it feels rushed, really. So same for Simon the Sorcerer 3 and Gabriel Knight 3. That's like long play viewings for me, rather than trying to play the damn things.
Right, let's go do Ken's favourite joke.
No one's favorite joke. I never minded it because it's a dry pun. Probably works better if you actually knew the language, of course, which I didn't properly when I played this originally. But I sort of figured out Monkey Wrench is there's no.
It's not just a Foo Fighters song.
Maybe because Guybrush literally sort of winks at the camera. I think he did that. I think people were just kind of like, God, that's so stupid. God, I hate
Well,
that.
that's it. It'd be a point of like you'd exhaust all your options trying to figure this out, trying to find tools. You're probably raking through the woodsmith's shop to find something,
Yes,
and then
that's what you do.
yeah, and when you finally figure it out, you're like, God's sake, really? That's what I imagine. Anyway.
I enjoy it. They earned some cheeky moon logic puzzles that is all based on a word pun. So I think they earned that. And you have to remember, like the design team and the writing team wasn't the same from this game and onwards. So but whatever team took over the writing and design, they still did quite a smashing job. And the classic team, at least Ron Gilbert, came back for 5. Monkey Island, Return to Monkey Island, but it still felt like it's very consistent. To me, it is.
Forgot one step. I'm missing a mirror.
Nice.
Don't just talk about the door. Open it.
Yes.
Oh,
What do you want?
You have forgotten that you haven't defeated
yeah.
this man. But do you have the fake
looking
grog by this point?
Yes.
I knew it.
And the mug?
Look, kid.
Or you will get a mug.
I'll get a mug from him, won't I?
I just inherited this house 2 months ago, and every single day, all I've heard is rap, tap, tap. Do you have a treasure here? Why can't you
Him and his
people
big
just
red
go
nose.
away and leave a retired pirate in peace?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Curse of Monkey Island, and people
wanna do is come in for a
might be
minute.
asking like,
No.
well, where's the remaster for that? I
Please.
bet you that
I
when you
said
get to Curse of Monkey
no.
Island, game after this,
I won't touch
I don't
anything.
think you're gonna want a
Leave me
remaster because it
alone.
still looks beautiful. It really does.
I'm
Both
Diver Street
both the
Boy,
animated
prepared to
cutscenes look
die.
great. Obviously standard
So,
definition, so perhaps a
you
little
want a
HD
sword
sheen on that
fight,
would be
do you?
nice, but not a
Sword
whole
fighting's
redo
for
because
weak
it's
ladies
such
and
a beautifully drawn
Giving up so
and animated
easily?
game.
Wow, this game's a cinch.
Wacky in
I have a
design,
better
like
way to solve a
like
dispute.
buildings and the
Real
walls are
pirates
kind of out of
solve their
whack.
differences with a
That's why
drinking
I like looking at this building is a
contest?
little bit out of
Come
whack,
on
obviously
in.
because the barrels are so heavy there
I'll
on the
get
shelf.
this
But
set
I
up.
remember
This
the design is
nice
very
special
cartoony
grog.
as well,
Just
but
for
not
contests. Twice
surreal
the
like anything,
alcohol,
you know.
Twice the calories.
Like it's not Beetlejuice
having
in
to
style
waste
in terms of
Here's your drink.
wacky building designs and so forth,
What
but it's a little bit
Nobody can drink
little
the
bit out there.
special contest grog without feeling faint. But I've been
Moto
practicing.
Grog.
You know, most of the treasure
Have you
hunters just
got them a
leave when
hand
I ask them to.
of the
you-
control scheme with the
It will get you
controller
places in
in the
life, boy.
remastered
Yeah.
version? Because I think you
Don't wanna
needed
back
you
out?
had to relearn that a little bit
No, thanks.
when you
I'm a
stopped
pro.
having your look at push pull
You
options in
drink
front of you.
first.
You needed to learn it anew. So what's easier, the old style or this style with a controller?
This style's a bit better for controllers, and I think that's how it was
Now it's your turn.
designed. Whereas definitely mouse and keyboard would have worked for this interface.
Yes.
Like those speedrunners are definitely mouse and keyboard. Because how many attempts did it take for me to get through this? And now this is first time.
Yeah, because you tend to end up on the wrong option, not by ignorance or naivete, but like when you're supposed to pick up, you chose look at instead because it's a little bit clunky to use a controller with the old style, and it was never meant to be that way. You know, they didn't port these things to, you know, NES with the same control scheme.
Exactly. And
They
like when we were at the stage where we were it was guesswork. We were thinking of like the solution with the spitting contest, and I assumed that was how we were going to solve this drinking game by making a green grog.
Yeah,
And
that
it
was my
was-
memory, but I mixed up that memory with other things.
Yeah, but like just naturally thinking, like me assuming, well, I'm gonna have to make my own drink. We'll get that from the bar, and not assuming we need to get
Whoa.
Kate Capsize's alcohol-free grog.
Yeah, I'd forgotten all about that.
That makes 3 map pieces. Only 1 to go.
Just saw Guybrush's hairpiece in the air again, so that's
It's a cottage on a hill.
hairpiece count 2.
Right, so now I can't walk off here.
Well, there's up. Well, if you go up the path, you'll have to go through the
The
tunnels
tunnel.
again. But
This is
there
taking
is
me
a
to the
cave
map.
entrance there
Yeah.
as well.
So now we need to go to Governor Phatt's mansion and get the book. Was it Rapscallions?
Well, you need to have a book to exchange. Do you have a book to exchange?
Yes, I have my
Indiana Jones style.
Great Whoop book from the library.
Right on. Yeah, you always think of Indiana Jones, whether they're doing a
The
conscious
Golden
parody or
Idol
not.
swap, yeah.
Yeah. There's a new indie game coming out. I've seen promoted on my socials.
Yes.
Has the likeness of Harrison Ford in it, but God knows if it's any good. You know, I'm not expecting Harrison to voice him anymore.
No.
But it's like,
You are confusing me.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
And there was a trailer, I think there was something like Summer Games Fest, and they showed you a trailer, and it was more or less like a cutscene. So it was like some
Yeah.
story and exposition, and yeah, like that's definitely got the feel.
They've done a few of those,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
governor doesn't
Tomb
want to be disturbed while
Raider-like
he's eating.
games for Indiana Jones throughout the years, and so
Behind you, a
and
three-headed
the more
monkey.
modern
Really?
comparison
I
would
better
be
fetch
like
the cook.
Uncharted in style, perhaps.
Mhm.
That's what it looked like
This
anyway. But
one looks like a mixture. I feel like it might be largely first person.
I was about to
It's-
say, because the brief trailer showed
Oh, wait.
a first-person view of you
He's familiar.
using the whip. Yeah, that's Grim Fandango. That's a Lucas game I haven't played. That's mighty famous.
Mhm.
So, but I haven't played a Grim Fandango. You can get that probably for negative £1.50. It's always cheap. They did a little remastered job on that as well, but you don't need to pay full price for it either.
It's probably on sale as we speak.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's.
I didn't follow the dialogue tree. How on earth did you just make the god leave? Was he just thick?
Said to him something about, look, there's a three-headed monkey behind you.
Okay, there we are.
And he said something about he needs to consult the cook.
If you remember in Monkey 1, he uses that line at least once or twice, and at one point
Yeah.
when you meet the cannibals, there actually is a three-headed monkey behind them. But they obviously never turn around and that thing leaves. You never do anything with it in terms of solving puzzles.
Where you want to go?
Okay, we want to go to Scab.
Deep within
Here we are.
LeChuck's fortress.
Deep
blah,
within
blah,
LeChuck's
blah,
fortress,
blah.
blah, 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 blah. Like,
I love the gag with this door.
I don't remember
Cargo.
it fully, to be
Yeah.
honest. Some of the latter sections in the
Call
game
for
are a
me?
bit
Is it true that Guybrush Threepwood has found the
non-distinct
third
in my
piece of the map
memory.
to be-
So
Mhm.
if I see it tonight,
yes,
then it'll be a surprise. I obviously
was
remember
about-
the whole
Why did you not come and
walking
tell
through
me
the
yourself?
skeleton doors, the proper
Well,
doors,
I was
corresponding to
trying
the
to
proper
confirm that
bone
he
and things
really-
like that. You never
Largo,
forget that puzzle. You
You have
simply
been
don't.
my trusted
Not that it was a
And
nightmare, but it's simply logged in my memory.
your entrails from behind my ship. If you do not bring me Guybrush before he
How was this guy's
finds
voice?
that
Largo,
treasure.
the guy you thought looked like Robert De Niro.
It's good. It is sort of. I don't know. I feel like it's an easy voice for De Niro to pull off, but it's just like Largo Legrand. It's just like there's a drawl. Every word's really drawn out.
The character is very visual, so I think it's easy to find that voice, you know.
This is time to use my crypt key in the crypt
Yeah, because he was...
from our man Stan. Okay, and
Use the hand and map on crypt.
right. So I know it's the quotes we need to match up.
Famous pirate quote.
To find-
Yeah, you need
Happiness
to
is
read
a
the
warm
caskets.
vanity. Barney Gout. Kiss me, I've got scurvy.
Kiss me, I've got
Yeah,
scurvy. No.
Yes, obviously when you read off the book, but then
Are-
you need to view the
No.
correct
Violets
casket
are blue, roses are
too,
red. We're coming aboard. Prepare to eat
which
lead.
either displays the
Rapscallion.
name or
Prepare
the
to eat.
quote.
Mouthwash.
Okay, right.
You don't need no stinking mouthwash.
Prepare to eat lead is rapscallion.
And I think it's the one right in front of you, to be honest. So if you look at the one
It's
just right in
inscribed
front of
a
you,
quote.
well, not that one,
Happiness
to the
is
right.
a warm manatee.
Yeah, I think it's that one. So if you look at it
Kiss
and see
me,
what it
I've got
says.
scurvy.
Oh no, it's not that
Oh,
one.
maybe not, okay. But regardless, it's here. So, and this is how you determine
Violets are blue.
Here we are.
which
Roses
one's
are red.
open.
We're coming aboard. Prepare to eat lead.
And indeed, it was open.
Silty.
Silty.
Silty. That's a word. That's a word.
Yeah. Now I did have a look. I don't think I have the stuff yet from our voodoo lady.
Yeah, she needs to shake it in her voodoo bag,
Yes.
which comes back at the end, as you might remember.
Yes.
You mix your voodoo stuffs
Mm-hmm.
in a cute little tote bag or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a little bright pink bag. What was it? Wally's love potion was in. A love bomb.
Oh Oh yes.
Which I don't think I actually used that.
No, she made
I
it.
don't wanna pull it out of the
I think
water.
you were able
It
to
might
pick
be
it up,
covered with
but
jellyfish
it's
and
one of the
swampy
items
parasites.
that you never
Creepy,
use. But
but
if
apparently
you remember
seaworthy.
when you get blown off LeChuck's fortress, you just lose nearly all your inventory at that point.
Yeah.
So I think I spoke to you about that. Like, you have a deep inventory, but at one point they're just gonna shed that for you because they know that players don't want to scroll through these pages and pages of inventory. There's only like 8 items on one screen in the old graphics, and I think after a while you just like click 4 or 5 times to get to the bottom of the thing, and and that's a
No,
good
thanks.
design
I
decision.
don't need it.
They're
After
thinking
all,
of the
it's only
players.
explainable.
Those
But
things can
again,
cause
Mr.
frustration,
Threepwood.
man. The smallest things can
Hey, I've got some
make
ashes
people
for that
like
potion.
think it's
Bring
too
them
much.
to me.
Need to be streamlined.
Now, there's only one small problem. I forgot the recipe.
Whoever this actress was, I think she is a constant
I don't have that
throughout the
cookbook
games as
anymore.
well. In Tales of
What a
Monkey Island,
drag.
she is the episodic ones. She kind of opens nearly each and every episode with a little recap in a way, but also
Okay.
setting the stage of where we're at in the adventure. So like a unique little cutscene with her in her lair in that one, because she always has a new business or a new lair, because you never go. Well, you do go back to certain islands, but they don't repeat these islands in each and every game. You know what I mean? Like in the last game, Return, I think you go back to Melee Island, but it's not like it's a. They probably have new islands too, galore. But I think they hit upon some nostalgia too.
I've forgotten a step.
What have you forgotten?
The voodoo lady has forgotten the recipe for ashes to life, which
Oh, yes.
means the library.
Gosh darn libraries do it. What are they good for?
Wrong islands. What was the book called again? It was like the Guide to Hex, maybe.
Yeah, a little naughty joke, I think. But the card system gives you clues of where to look. Yeah, if you think you found it, it's actually sorted under another thing, but it says so on the card. So
I think I'll try a different drawer.
No.
but the joy of Hex probably, because the real life book is Joy of Sex.
I think I'll try a different drawer.
Damn it! This is where the controls are being finicky.
Yeah, it requires some precision clicking in this part.
I'll press so.
All right, you need to bring up the thing, and yeah.
Ice cream. Magic numbers. Jellyfish.
A spineless cousin as well. The story of Jelly. It's just the designers, yeah, having some Easter egg fun, I suppose. They don't expect everyone to look through all of these things. So. I think if not this one, then it's a V, I guess. Voodoo.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Because the hex one
Definitely.
is probably on an H for whatever reason, but I would think V would be the one that it's in.
right. Let's try and start for the bottom. Vegetables. Vicarious living. Vices. Vicious. Kano. Virus. Violins. Voodoo. See recipes.
Okay, yep. See,
Oh, okay.
again,
I think I'll try a different drawer.
a little clue there. So, but you're right. Within the card catalog, there is a Joy effects, I think, hidden there just as a gag.
There
Okay,
we
no,
are.
it wasn't a gag. It literally was
Joy
called
of
that. So
Hex.
okay, but not
I'll have to
under
remember
J
that.
or H.
I've had it with this
I
card
think
catalog.
when I did my last stream, I was aware of the Joy of Hex, but I couldn't find it, and I was like, right, I'll come back for you.
What do
Completely
you want
forgot.
this time?
I'm looking for a book.
What book are you looking for?
Could you find The Joy of Hex?
God,
Little...
it's a jokerish smile, like.
Okay, here you go.
And actually,
Anything
she does
else?
remind me of a librarian I used to
I
work
won't be
with.
needing any more books just now.
It's
Silence is golden.
it's an expected trope for whatever reason that certain ladies just look like wonderful librarians.
Yeah. Always on edge. And smiley. Okay,
Can I
so.
have a book? What? Is it that kind of on edge?
Like they're all very well caffeinated. Oh, wait. Too soon. Get to the swamp first.
Despite it being the ugliest island, I actually like the design of this the most. I've always had new graphics, old graphics. I don't know, man. It's something obviously with the contrasts of green and nighttime blue and the city center just looking like a bunch of abandoned boats just
Exactly.
sitting there.
There's never any daytime sequences here. It's always night.
And
with the swamp and the cemetery, it's got the Halloween vibes.
Yeah. If that ball of yarn looks like awfully tempting, but I'm sure that isn't even clickable or only viewable.
That was definitely. I think that was the string we needed to catch the mouse in the first part.
Okay. I thought like there was a string when you cut loose the alligator. I thought that's where you got the string.
No.
It wasn't.
That ran away with the string around his neck.
Gotcha.
I got a book of voodoo recipes for you.
But yeah, in like the Amiga graphics, that string was barely visible.
Yeah, pixel hunting comes into play in some of these games.
Thanks.
Sometimes items are like almost 99% hidden by a character in a particular setting. You know, yeah, that doesn't stand out at all. I mean, well enough because the string is like dangling, but still looks a little bit more inviting in this screen. So, but
It
that's
almost
not
looks steampunk.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely
But that's
nowadays.
just graphic deficiencies of the time, not design deficiencies necessarily. That the yarn isn't super visible.
Okay, get to the cemetery. Like,
Guybrush is getting his steps in.
tell me about it.
It's just like from one island to another, day in and day out.
Stan's Cozy Crypts, a place to spend eternity, not a fortune.
Nice slogan, Stan. And you can guess by now that we spoke of like callback characters. They won't be abandoning Stan anytime soon in this series. That is, if anything, an immediately popular character from game one because he's very extrovert, as we talked about. He's always moving his arms and having a sales pitch in mind.
Christ, this doesn't get any better, does it?
If I didn't
Pretty
have
gruesome.
my flame-resistant apron on, I would have been killed.
You were killed,
I
Brad.
still don't understand because you're obviously going to turn off the gas. You know, he's been dead presumably for a little bit, and the gas has been
You're the
running
prep cook at the Pearly
ever
This
Gates.
was-
since.
yeah.
Just emptying the gas reserves of whatever sea they're getting gas from. But hey, it's a game.
Stiff as a frozen foot long.
I'm not ready to die. I feel my soul is not at peace. There is
Get a
something
nice
I must
close-up
do
design where you get
before I
some
pass on.
really nice expressions, especially in the old graphics. It was really nice to see, rather than
Produce
just
an
a
heir to the Steenie-Weenie
distant,
fortune?
very
Wow.
pixelated character
I
that
just
you
had this nagging
definitely see
feeling that I left the gas on
moving
in my
his or her
restaurant.
mouth,
It's driving me crazy.
which would have been fine. But it was nice that they do
I'll check the gas for you,
some
Rap.
full screen,
Thanks. Here's
some
the
full
key.
screen animations.
There's our key. and right back to ashes.
That's how it works.
It's like it only works for 60
Voodoo.
seconds.
Voodoo works.
Come on, keep walking.
And the environment's a little bit more alive too in the second game. Obviously, the bats are part of the original game, surely, that are hanging on the gates.
The beach.
So.
I do love that. The motion of the ocean.
Yeah, that
Very
they
common.
added. Obviously, if you switch to original graphics, it's still no, it isn't.
No,
There's a little
there
bit
is.
more
There's
okay.
a slight.
But yeah, that's where they can smooth out some of the animation, though. Not in all areas, but in some of the animation can be smoothed out. So
Yeah.
very nice. That's a small business, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Little weenie hut on the edge of on the edge of things. But hey.
Like, for the time it took to design that, for something that you're literally going to use, like, be in that room for seconds.
Yep.
In, turn off the hub, out of here.
Yep. Someone needed to draw that and draw it well, scan it into the thing, and make it part of the final graphics. Again, a lot of this is originally hand drawn, and it would be lovely to. And I don't know, man, if because this package of special edition stuff has extras like commentary, but I don't know if they stored some original art, concept art in the extras or whatever, where we can see some like original paintings before they were blended into the Amiga graphics and things like that. Hopefully some of that was stored for viewing somewhere, if not in the extras package. Because yes, there is audio commentary by the designers on select scenes. So when you first enter Scab Island and you're traversing when you're on the main street, if you will, that's a particular piece of audio commentary that will play, not play. You can select it every time you enter that screen, right? So it's not like you need to view it when it appears early in the game. No, you can view that audio commentary for that lasts while you play later in the game too. You know. And like when they argue in the scene where Guybrush digs up a bone, holds it up to the sky, and then his pants fall down, they argue on that screen's audio commentary about whether that was funny or not. Because it's one of those big disagreements that, are we doing pants falling down humor here? And so yeah, there was still a friendly argument rather than like, screw you, I know better, I'm a comedic genius. It's not like that.
Now, have all the map pieces. Where do we go from here? Wait, we need to go to Scab.
Someone needs to assemble the map.
Yes.
And that's where things take a turn.
I had to think out loud, and then
I
it clicked.
got good news.
So,
and I got bad
Guybrush
news.
doesn't have sellotape on his
Bad
person,
news is that Guybrush has found the last
someone
piece
needs
of the
to
map.
make it a viewable map
good
that's
news is
assembled
that I got
all
a
the
plan that
time
can't
rather than in
fail.
4 pieces. And that's where you do
See,
Wally a
he
favor
must take the
for
map to
a
a
second
cartographer to have
before
it
he gets
deciphered.
screwed over
I'll
again.
head him off before he gets there.
If your plan
How long did it take
fails,
to solve the
Will not,
second
your
spitting
brutal lordship.
puzzle, where you need to spit
That
at
wasn't
at
too
a
bad.
pan? Yeah.
Failed once.
And you spat Wally in the face at least once or twice. in that
Oh
puzzle.
yeah, he wasn't pleased.
It's a scene where you can die actually.
I did.
But you-
I did die. Like the achievement popped up on screen
I swear I put
because
it
I guess
right
like the
here.
5 minutes you had ran out.
I hope I didn't
Yep,
lose it.
but it's not a dead end where you need to replay the entire game or
I'll
anything.
never
It's
be able to afford a new one.
it's just
How am
a
I supposed to work?
thing that they
What
include,
is that?
just like
I
the
can't
first
see a
game where you
thing.
can't die
All
when
I
you're
want is
buried
my monocle.
under sea with the gold idol tied to you. If you
Dang.
stay under sea for 10 minutes, because Guybrush can hold his breath for 10 minutes.
That'll work. Thanks.
If you exceed that, then you die. But it's in Monkey 1 is such a simple puzzle. They bury him with an idol tied
What's
to
this? A map?
tied to his leg, but they don't
Looks like
tie
only
the idol to
part
anything
of
else.
a
You
map.
just pick up the idol,
got the rest
put
of
it in
it
your
right
pocket, then go up the
Very
ladder out of the sea, and boom,
interesting.
you're free.
Can you put it all together into one map for me?
I'll do it for you if you'll run an errand for
And
me.
Wally's
Go to
English.
the
Very
International
English. A
House
little
of Mojo
cheeky,
and ask the
little
fortune
cheeky
teller
tap.
if my love potion's ready.
Okay.
I'll try to have this done for you when you come back.
I like how all these tasks are all Scab Central.
Yeah, for sure. And you're not a dick to everyone on the island because you can give back the hammer to
Yes,
the woodworker. But 95% of the time, Guybrush is just screwing everyone over throughout these games. It's a simple Monkey Island adventure game fact that look out for yourself because you need stuff. And that means tripping up multiple persons in your wake.
Come on, keep going.
Yep.
Back again, Mr. Threepwood.
Back again, Mr. Threepwood.
Wally sent me to pick up some love potion.
Oh,
Is this where she senses a disturbance in the force?
But to be careful, it's powerful stuff. Wouldn't want that little guy getting hurt. Wait, I just felt a sudden disturbance in the
Not a
force.
subtle joke,
As
but
if
it
a
is Lucas
tiny,
games
tiny
after all.
voice
They
just
can do
called
it.
out in fear, and then hastily
They're
scratched
allowed
a
to say
message in
force.
a table. I think Wally's
It's not
in
even a
trouble.
TM at the
And
end
I
of it,
think
you know,
LeChuck has
force
something to
trademark,
do
like in
with
the
it.
dialogue.
Uh-oh. I better go check.
Now, last time I just saw the crate and jumped in it.
Yeah, this game obviously it's set somewhere, and it's Caribbean, and it has voodoo and magic stuff, and also characters that are completely modern, including these delivery guys coming up.
Exactly.
Here. So it's obviously you need to take that with a grain of salt. That don't expect like it is a cartoon, you know. It corresponds to a time, somewhat. It just Steve and Dave will appear here randomly, like, okay, we got delivery guys.
Hey, Rich, I sure could use a hand with this one.
And they kind of look stupid as well.
Looks like
because they're
another
delivery
box of
guys.
live snakes.
Sounds like it, too.
Well, let's get it on the truck.
On the truck. Thank you.
In the small crate of voodoo supplies that would be
5
his
days
home
and
for the
nights.
next 5 days and nights, Guybrush is forced to eat bat lungs and eel bladders.
Brings to mind
stay
the second
alive.
Borat film where his daughter eats Johnny the monkey while she's
Guybrush
being
and the rest of the
transported
slithery cargo are
into
delivered
America.
to the very doorstep of the Caribbean's most fearsome villain, living or dead, the ghost pirate, LeChuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they got Earl Bowen to do that VO as well, because it's a probably very Guybrush is trapped, you know,
You guys fucking for a tip.
deep sounding VO, but I don't remember.
Well, you figured wrong. LeChuck don't tip no.
Chuck don't tip nobody.
What a butt.
Well, but yeah, it's for children. They don't curse in these games. It's stand,
Heck,
shoot,
I
and what
hate
about
snakes.
you and Indy, Guybrush? You and Indy hating snakes. Wonderful design as well. Like
It is. It's such a
had,
change from everything else we've seen so
had
far.
a lot of settings and a lot of fun ideas for this one. It is the bigger, like the bigger and better sequel. And here you might need to concentrate on your thing. You just need to follow the notes he wrote, obviously, but
Yeah.
not going to distract you too much because you don't want to spend.
Okay, so leg, head, and hip. Rib, arm, and head. So far, so good.
You're doing go through it, right? Or did you?
Leg, hip, and arm. No, I did. It just the next room was just sort of the exact same layout, but the door was different.
Okay, yeah, it loaded very quick on my screen.
Just like that again.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I did see it flicking now, but I thought like.
Head, rib, and hip. Yeah, it's making it very easy on this playthrough.
It's exactly. There you go. Yeah, it is. Isn't there like a little hidden, like you can? I thought you said there was a thing with that door.
It was sort of like a dog door.
I can't find the little doggy door.
Can't find a lady door. Yeah, it was like a big door with all these padlocks. But if you just looked at the middle of it and said open, it just opens a smaller door over the bigger door.
So it looked like a bigger task than it actually
yes.
was. Okay. Dang. The Guybrush is just staring like.
I staring at the player like, really? You thought this was going like it was just going to be this easy?
Sailed every sea. And
He's
now
a little bit undead in his movements as well.
Yeah, he's got a gammy
walking in
leg,
a
some rigor
wonky
mortis
way.
possibly.
Yeah.
Largo.
Yes, sir, LeChuck, sir.
Take Guybrush down to the torture chamber and get the machine set up.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is a little bit
lava, but like some green ooze that's deadly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just glowing before, but now we actually have vapors coming up.
A little root beer between friends.
Nice touch. They were able to build upon the original game a little bit.
Than being resurrected from the dead.
Yeah, getting the spit to bounce against each and everything correctly doesn't take a million tries necessarily.
Yes, what is about to happen to you?
Can't we talk this thing out?
You see that candle over there?
So sometimes they simply design these things to last, you know. And when people figured out the games, they realized the games were very short, as a matter of fact, you know, when you know all the things. But this game isn't like that. We're not stuck unnecessarily in sections.
When it pops, it will cause that lever to fall, releasing that ratchet on the chain wheel and sending you down into
okay, that's a lot of exposition. Ah, the pit of acid. Okay.
Well, that's what James Bond villains do, obviously.
Yeah.
Mr. Bond.
Well, I will take your bones. Still alive.
Obviously, Austin Powers made fun of that. We will lower you unnecessarily slow into the acid or whatever. Aren't you gonna watch them die, Dad? No, you don't get it, Scott.
Any questions?
That's my Dr. Evil impression. Thank you.
What is the secret of Monkey Island?
All will be revealed in a few moments.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, the secret of Monkey Island, it wasn't necessarily answered in the first one. I mean, there's a secret lair, volcanic lair of LeChuck's.
I like that fourth wall answer. Why didn't you just shoot me when I came in?
I'm growing tired of your
because he said we had an extra disc. There is almost part of me that wants to spend silly money and just get a copy of the Amiga version just to hold 8 floppy disks and never use it.
Prepare to spend silly money. Those things are not going cheap nowadays. I thought I wanted to collect them and like pay maybe whatever full price is for a game nowadays. What is it, £40, £50 or whatever?
Yeah.
I thought like I don't mind spending that on a used big box copy. You are so far off in terms of pricing when you start to look up big box copy prices. We're talking, you know, without looking, I can guess £180 for a big box copy of the game, or maybe more. You know, because it is really an attractive thing on the second-hand market, and also they are very attractive. Big boxes rock.
Yeah,
they really do. Regardless if you got some extra fluff in there in terms of like a cool manual and things like that, or it was just simply the discs. sometimes,
I bet
but you
LeChuck's
still
really
got a
cheesed
big,
off now.
colorful,
Yep.
well-designed,
Hey, Wally?
unique
Yeah?
box. And
Yeah.
that's
Are we? Good
still
question.
cool, but not at those prices. Cartoon logic, you can see their eyes in the dock. Right.
I can't tell what this stuff is.
Now, wait, was there not something like a...
Well, you need to
There's some
illuminate
stuff in here.
the
I
room.
think that these are matches.
Yeah,
And this thing feels like a
there we
bomb.
are.
This thing feels like a bomb.
Holy skunk sweat. Ouch.
Oops. Guybrush.
It's some explosion.
He is going horizontally, effectively so, just for hours and hours. That was a short part 3.
Yeah, that really surprised me when I did my first playthrough as well. Like, oh, that's 3, because 2 took forever.
Hours later.
Hours later.
Oh, Jesus.
If you don't mind, Stuart, I'm going on mute here and just go into the boys' room for a short bit.
Yeah,
so-
of course, I'll start gathering things we need.
Ollie wants a cracker.
Pick up that bottle.
Oh, no, that's not right.
Pick up that glass.
Ollie
Yeah,
wants a
we need
cracker.
to use
Oh, the heck with it.
a
Nice.
martini glass with the ocean.
Okay.
Use
let's
a glass
go
of
over it
water
again, so
with
no
the
one
still.
forgets where we buried the treasure.
That seems to have gotten most of the salt out of it.
Distilled glass of
Oh,
water.
no, that's not right.
Look at the barrel. Let's
It looks kind of old.
Oh,
open the barrel.
that's not right.
Hey, there's a cracker in here.
I want my granddaughter to marry a real man, a captain.
cancel
not a
that.
washout.
Let's give a cracker to the parrot.
And due east from the pond to the dinosaur. Ollie wants a cracker.
And let's have a little wonder. Use the ball with the treat. Use the broken ball with the bag. More crackers. Pick up the box. Now we use the box with the water. And we have 2 more crackers. So I was head due east past the dinosaur. Let's go this way.
That doesn't seem to work.
How do you get the rope off of? Okay, there's something in there I need. I can't remember.
Oh, the heck with it. Let's make a map and tear it into 4 pieces. Head north from the dinosaur.
Head north from the dinosaur to the pile of rocks.
Head north from the dinosaur to the pile of rocks.
And I'm back.
Alright. We're
I
now
don't remember
just...
too much about Dinky Island. A little bit of a maze, but not terribly so. I have some images of you need to puncture a bag that's hanging from a tree, and there's
Yeah,
obviously the helpline.
We've done that. I've got... Yeah, that's...
And back in the day, kids,
9,
you didn't have internet, so you can look up walkthroughs, but you could call.
Imagine
helplines.
doing that. That's crazy.
Those helplines,
Jedi.
believe me, weren't cheap. They cost money. Not a
Remember,
toll-free
kids,
thing.
If you're under 18, ask your parents before
That's why
calling.
this thing says exactly that.
Lucasfilm game
Wow.
tent line, Chester speaking.
think you can get different people on.
Yeah. See, look.
Or like
this.
This was it. For some reason, they changed from this to that. Don't know why.
I wonder if that's referencing someone.
It might be someone's image, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, because that looks very specific.
Exactly. Because you can't mess around with using people's likenesses all willy-nilly, so perhaps that's something to do with that. I don't know who it's supposed to be, though. But,
what's that abbreviation? Swaddle.
God.
Actually, let's see if he says.
It's been out for some time now. Where have
Because
you been? Playing some frustrating graphic adventure?
They did reference another graphic adventure at the beginning of Monkey Island 1. You can ask a pirate to tell you about Loom, which was an adventure game that they released at the time. So it's a habit they had to sort of do in-game cheeky, humorous promotion, I suppose. Call box. It's a phone out in the jungle. Like, are you looking for realism, kids? Well, no.
Yeah, like there's
that's Herman too rot, isn't it? Or to
like
root. Too rot, yeah.
Yeah.
Because do you remember that character?
No. Well, wait, isn't it?
Monkey Island 1. He was the resident on Monkey Island in Monkey Island 1. I'm pretty sure.
They say anchovies on the top.
You, as soon as you were launched onto Monkey Island in Monkey Island 1, you made a little recipe that knocked you out and got you to Monkey Island, and then you shot yourself out of a cannon. And ended up on the beach in Monkey Island, and this guy walks up to you like, hey, what's up?
Gee, Captain Marley, where should we bury the treasure?
Do you need verbal clues from the parrot? Was that it?
I've fed him a couple crackers, so he's got me so far. But I needed to find a pile of rocks. But yes, I need to open this
with,
I guess, crowbar with rope.
Probably get the rope off with my hands.
Okay,
strong.
Rope doesn't work.
I was about to say, like, that sounds silly to use a crowbar on rope. But,
yeah, what am I?
But this is the game that had us using a monkey as a monkey wrench.
Exactly.
So, you know, don't feel. What about the not the shovel, but do you have something to cut it with?
That's what I was thinking.
Because this section I've forgotten quite a bit from, to be honest. Broken bottle on the rope.
It's empty. It's empty.
I think I did try the broken bottle first. So use broken bottle with rope.
Doesn't seem to work.
Doesn't seem to work.
Or on box. Yeah. Just to make sure you. Because here you need to think as an adventurer.
Oh, he just takes the rope off.
Exactly. So you need to remember to try everything on everything, including box and rope and various things you wanted to try. But hey, you solved it.
Okay, so we have a dynamite.
This dynamite has done us no wrong so far. Guybrush can handle dynamite like the best of them, as you saw. Whoops.
So let's get our to the dinosaur. So
I hate mazes in these games. I really do. This isn't one such, but that's impossible to get through. But and there are also visual cues as well. I think the birds might be a visual cue, but I don't think if it was just there for show, or if you are supposed to follow the direction they're flying in. I don't remember now.
Right, let's go this way. Okay, right.
Or it's only you're waiting for the parrot to that's your bird to follow.
Head due east from the rocks to
Head east from the rocks. There it is.
There's Big Whoop. X marks the spot. In Monkey Island 1, you dug up for the legendary treasure of Monkey Island, which was just sort of it was a T-shirt.
I've hit cement.
I believe you found a T-shirt. So,
there's a layer of cement at the bottom.
But you needed to prove that you were a pirate by finding a treasure. It was one of the free trials.
I don't think it'll do much good unless I light it first.
So.
That's the last match.
Oh, that's a lit dynamite in my inventory.
That looked like it would just blow his brains out.
Exactly. There should just be like a smouldering toupee.
Idiot must be messing with my grandfather's treasure.
Wop, wop,
Better get
wop.
over there.
Okay.
This looks easy enough.
I think that'll hold.
Because we will remember the beginning screen of the game. Guybrush hanging out. Whoops and whoops and whoops.
When Elaine, hurry up.
Apparently Dinky Island wasn't and showed up
3 days later.
Everything. Like he
Jesus.
flew for hours and hours. So obviously Dinky Island isn't a stone's throw away.
Okay, here comes the real testing part.
Oh dear.
Challenging ending.
Yeah.
Some trial and error. You're timed as well, as you might remember. You need to find your stuff and do your thing before LeChuck catches up to you in the various screens. But a challenging end puzzle is not a bad thing, to be honest.
Hello.
This is kind of your equivalent of a boss fight.
Yeah, I think so. I think they earned.
Goodbye.
You won't escape me this
Like
time.
to do a timed puzzle that requires a lot of trial and error on the same screens to get the timing right and get your stuff in time before LeChuck does his thing. There's a puzzle at the end of Tales of Monkey Island that's similar, where LeChuck just throws you around like a rag doll over and over, and you get weaker and weaker too.
I'm your brother.
So it's difficult to solve that puzzle in that way. Guybrush takes a beating and is physically not capable of doing much, being thrown around and thrown into the air and things like that.
And I brought
There's your
surprise for you.
Star Wars moment.
Oh, I didn't notice.
I don't suppose it's a LucasArts game.
LucasArts TM, obviously, they need to do that. And ouchie. A dolly? The surprise is a dolly?
The surprise is a dolly?
The surprise is a
Voodoo dolly.
which I'll be using to torture you. And then send you screaming
Poke you in the
to another
butt,
dimension,
Guybrush.
one of infinite pain. Observe.
Or in the stomach. So it looks genuinely painful.
Mama. Oh, Christ.
That was exhilarating. Let's have some more fun, shall we?
Isn't as innocent as the La Grande
Body horror.
Please, no more.
Okay, time to send you screaming to a dimension of infinite
Yeah,
pain.
he gets teleported throughout the various locations, if I remember correctly. So you don't need to walk everywhere.
At last.
So you get a little
I'm
help,
rid
I
of that
suppose,
pesky little
traversing
wimp Guybrush.
to different locations.
I'm alive.
Hey,
I thought I was a goner.
This was all funny in text only. It really was. It's about the timing too.
strange.
So
There must be
obviously
something wrong
this
with
takes
my voodoo
direction
doll.
in the cutscenes and so forth.
It was supposed to send you to another dimension, not the next room.
Another dimension,
Shoddy
not the
materials,
next
I'll
room.
bet. Well, I guess I'll just try it
It's
again.
difficult to get the voodoo materials.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
It's a little bit quicker animation, so we don't see the same thing all over again. But yeah, this is your memory is better than mine. I remember obviously picking up a few things and pulling off
these are my
Chuck's
Holy cow,
hands.
these are my parents.
This looks loose.
But the thing I don't remember properly was how to solve to get his beard. I know you do it in the elevator, but I don't remember offhand now. You obviously do because you just played this. How you lighten the load of the elevator.
It's a
That
pair
was
of
one thing I
surgical
struggle
gloves.
with.
We
A
take
bit longer.
these surgical gloves and fill them up with helium and a balloon, which I'm trying to remember how to obtain the balloon. And with the 3 things full of helium, that makes you late enough.
Right on. So that's what I mean by some of these screens you have to redo a couple of times before you get them right. So it will be a bit more repetitive, but this is the end of the game after all.
Hey, there's only 1 balloon in here.
Only 1 balloon. There we go.
There's loads of root beer in here. 1 bottle
Just
of
take
root
one.
beer should be sufficient.
I know root beer isn't root beer, but have you ever had root beer? I don't think it even exists over here.
Yeah, you kind of have like the American aisle in most supermarkets.
Now you're
I only know that's what the Forrest Gump drank in the White House.
Hold on.
Ah, yeah.
That was root beer.
Let me explain.
Okay, I'll come back here. We're doing too well.
You needed to
damn.
get something out of the grog machine, right? Either currency or a grog itself.
Maybe like a penny to distract him and to steal his underwear.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been here, we've done that.
Oh, a LeChuck wedgie.
Yes, a brutal one.
Well, they are kids, or are they? We're coming up on the ending. So, is this kids just playing? I don't believe it for a second. I believe this isn't illusion. This is Guybrush and LeChuck duking it out.
Can't get my hanky in time.
It's just so morbid.
Here, let's get this one over and done with.
All right, so you just gave him that. Okay, so we got a new snot joke.
Yes.
We got it
The
at the
whole-
beginning of the game.
The thread, the head, the dead.
Top and snot and I think some disgusting games do it. It's promoting dirty habits.
It's a little lever.
Okay, that distracts him for the wedgie.
Right on, yeah.
And
I think I had my fair share of difficulties to figure out how to get him distracted, which is so stupid. Ooh, money!
What a find!
No.
Look at like crashing on the dough.
Still not quick.
Do you need to pull that lever again, or
I think the penny still lies there.
and he gets distracted automatically again? Okay, gotcha.
Now you're gonna get it.
Chuck.
Well, you're upset.
I want to use the one that rhymes with Chuck, but it really needs to chuck off. That's what I'm really wanting to say. Oh, I went too far. So let's get in here. Right, the penny's there.
So
what? I need to use that glove with a helium tank. So I have.
Oh, you needed 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Just wait for him at this point.
Yeah, this is the strange part where now we need him and he isn't here. Oh, Teddy's missing a head. Oh, it's a costume. Okay.
Cheaply made. Well, I'll just have a sandwich while we wait.
So, I mean, maybe you could do the elevator part.
Yeah,
I should push the little button.
Isn't it around this ending where you get back to Monkey Island 1? Isn't there a...
Now you're gonna get it.
Isn't there a scene where you end up in an alleyway from Monkey Island 1? Yeah, behind this door.
I am not too sure.
Yeah, you get back to Melee Island.
Holy cow, I never went through here last time.
That's the first scene where you met the sheriff in Monkey Island 1. Top something that you fought at the mansion. That turns out that it was like a LeChuck in disguise or something like that.
I love a circus.
Like he sees Guybrush and you're riffraff. You get out of this island. I'm the boss over here. I'm the sheriff over here. But yeah, you can't
go anywhere.
Go anywhere because it's sealed off. But yeah, this is literally the design of a back alley, and it's only good for like meeting sheriff something top in Monkey Island 1. It's not home to a inventory puzzle or anything like that.
Aha! Gotcha.
Sorry, Chuck. Oh, nice. Can I actually just... Nope. I thought I could just walk away. So close. We just need your underwear, man. Come on.
That's what we all thought.
Oh.
Yeah, so you could probably realize that this was somewhat frustrating, but again, it's a little bit of challenge and a different style of puzzles that requires fast hands and fast clicks.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Now you're gonna get it.
Just let me in here. You won't let me in here.
I mean, what one could do is when you are in that room, you could always save and load, of course.
That is...
Get back to that room each and every time, but...
Yeah, that is a good point. I just need to get there. But then I'll know my time and then it'll make me overthink. But let's just get in here.
So you're in that spot at the very least. If it becomes truly frustrating.
Okay, so... Oh wait, now we just have to wait for him to... I
wonder
if I could start putting stuff in the voodoo bag.
International House of Mojo.
I can.
International House of Mojo.
International
House of
You
Mojo.
figured out this control scheme very well by now. I can hear that and see that.
International
Does that not
House
count?
of Mojo.
The skull. Oh wait, the rest... Okay, that didn't work. I thought I was... Maybe I have to have
on
all the ingredients. Come on, Chuck.
Well, you don't jinx it, man. Just stay in this room. He'll be here. Maybe it's 30 seconds, but it's the longest 30 seconds of your life. But you gotta stay put. I think anyway. Guybrush will probably do some idle animation, just tapping his foot.
Much akin to Sonic the Hedgehog back in the day.
Exactly. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. But yeah, I think Guybrush, yes, he will do a little pose and a little tap indeed. Tap on his foot. Come on.
There we are. I guess we could talk. I was surprised to see, was it Eureka announced the Champions is coming to Blu-ray?
Yes, indeed. Yunbyu soccer comedy.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yun, but it's the Yun brothers choreographing soccer action minus CGI, just physical stuff. Someone reminded me that it has a rather dark ending. I don't remember that dark ending because I always associate that with being a rather family-friendly film. But if you watch so many Hong Kong films, you get desensitized to dark endings and you forget about them. I remember watching Yes Madam, and that was really shit. And it to be continued.
Whoa, wait back. What
Back up underwear.
See his butt crack as well. His green butt crack.
He looked at the camera first, kind of like, guy, really? This is what you make me do? And now...
You probably need to do this when you're alone for a few seconds. Do a final combination of items and then he'll shake the bag automatically.
International House of Mojo. It's open. International House of Mojo.
Okay, I don't think I'm getting this right.
I'm not sure you're combining it.
That doesn't seem to work.
Right, so have the beard. Use the beard with the
that's
bag.
one ingredient.
That's one ingredient.
Okay, so Guybrush confirms to you
Underwear.
that you've done it correctly. So,
That's 2 ingredients.
2 ingredients. Skull.
That's 3 ingredients.
3. Doll.
That's 3 ingredients and the doll.
3 in the doll.
what's the needle for?
That is what you stab into the voodoo doll.
Oh, of course.
That's your needle. So the beard, the skull, the underwear, the spit. We need the hanky. There we are. Yeah, that's it.
Shaky.
Ta-da! One ugly doll.
This is a gruesome ending. It really is.
Yeah, I like how it's okay, brother.
And like Guybrush is really shocked about how brutal this gets.
I know you're upset.
As he turns the tables on LeChuck, I do remember that it's not particularly fun.
Okay, use needle with doll.
That's pretty good, Guybrush, but not good enough to stop me.
Yeah, because that cutscene takes place in one of the corridors, not
Yeah.
in that room. So I think you're gonna have to do it in one of these, or do it multiple times until it stops in the corridor that the cutscene is set in.
I laugh at you and your puny voodoo tinkerings. Nah, come on.
Take this, LeChuck.
You always were a wimp. What are you gonna do now?
You know, this doll
yes,
reminds me of the stretchy muscle man I had
Very
as a
funny
kid.
graphical gags. Visual gags.
Is that the best you can do? I'm gonna kick your butt. What do you think
It's
about
this what
that?
they want me to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
What would
because
happen if I tore the
you know
leg
it's all
off
fun and
this
games
thing?
until someone really gets hurt. And Guybrush realizes
Oh.
this is like
And the arm comes off too.
yeah.
Look
Look
at
at
all the-
Guybrush like, oh no.
Yeah, the guilt.
Yeah, not even the same dog.
Yeah, just a random.
What?
Come over here.
No way. I'm not that stupid.
But I want you to take my mask off. See
Yeah,
the
it's
true
cheesy, it's
face
Star
of
Wars,
your
they can do
brother.
it, so what?
Mhm.
You can do it a couple of times, like, nope, not coming over. Okay, I'll come over.
Leg or no leg, I trust you about as far as I can throw Manhattan.
I tell you, I'm dying here. Take the mask off.
Oh, all right. I'm coming over.
We're on the clock. I'll come over.
Gently now.
Gently now.
Remove my mask.
It's proper Scooby-Doo villain.
My God, you're my creepy brother Chucky.
What?
Creepy
Did you
brother.
think I was kidding before?
So yeah, do you think my theory holds water that LeChuck is, as we will exit and show them as kids, that is LeChuck performing some magic despite being
Yeah.
being injured and getting out of this jam somehow that way? Because
You really
we don't know the details of his magical powers, but I can just imagine that he has this trick in his arsenal and
Exactly.
can craft
Could you
a
help me out?
illusion
Stick
for
the mask
Guybrush.
back on the doll, okay?
And spoilers, when we enter Curse, they don't reference that ending as such. Like, God, that weird experience
not to
back
hold me
in
down
blah blah
and
blah.
spit on me
Yeah.
All right, I
So
promise.
because if it all was like,
Just put my
oh, they
leg
were just
back on.
children, they were just playing, then Curse of Monkey Island is some strange
You're not supposed to
reboot.
be in here.
So I don't, and I can't wrap my head around that.
Oh,
So
there we go.
I just think that this is LeChuck taking over the situation. What are you doing?
It came up with just unlock 3 achievements, thus sort of completing.
Your achievement, you're an achievement whore.
I just
watch the game.
finished the game in under 3 hours.
Yeah, fine, but watch
Finished
the
the
ending
game.
now. And
Oh, don't worry, it's not moving without us. Finished the game without using 1 hint, using less than 10 hints. It's only taken me, since July 2010 to get here.
That's like my pace of gaming. So just watch the ending properly this time. Like, never mind your kids.
1 minute. We'll just let this play. I'll be back. Okay.
The kids are playing with the sharp cutlery again, as they do on Friday evenings.
I smell fire. I'll be back.
What is this place?
This
Friday
kind
Night
of looks
Friday.
like they've remapped
where we told you to meet
Booty
Your mother
Island.
and I
Yeah, because
were
this is the
very
same
concerned.
building,
Thank you for
the
hunting
house
down
Antique
with the
shop.
Mother like we
antique
asked
shop.
Chucky,
Yes.
dear.
You boys didn't get in any trouble, did you?
Chucky tried to kill me.
No, sir.
No, sir.
I wish you wouldn't run off
So
like
yeah,
that, young
let's
man.
watch
We
this
were worried
animation
sick.
in its new
You don't
form
know what
as
kinds of
Chucky
murderers and
reveals to the
ne'er-do-wells
player
might be
that
hanging around
this
a
is
place
likely,
like this.
if not voodoo magic, then whatever magic he possesses. I'm Guybrush Threepwood. I'm a mighty pirate. I don't have to worry about stuff like that.
I don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Of course, dear. But please be careful.
Chucky
Well, come on,
Threepwood.
then. Let's go
Guybrush
ride the
Threepwood.
badly rotating buccaneer.
Yeah.
Because
Quite
I
satanic.
mean, obviously it's open for theorizing, but I just feel secure in my theory that you obviously didn't defeat LeChuck, and this was something you
Yeah.
could do. Craft this total mental manipulation.
Mhm.
So yeah, but whether it works in tandem with the fact that Guybrush trips while trying to climb the tree and has his dreams about his parents, that was obviously not influenced by LeChuck. But then again, maybe we shouldn't get hung up on the details and just move on over to the third adventure, which is my favorite. Not tonight, but it's a fresh start. Even though it is a continuation, it's not like they meet for the first time. So it's not a reboot, Curse. But it certainly is this series makeover, and you'll be mightily impressed by the UI. I think they've obviously gotten rid of the words, and I think there's only 3 options. Like literally look, pick up, and talk.
Okay, so none of this open and close.
Exactly. I think it's either 3 or 4 items, but you pull up a coin whenever to activate the look at, talk to, and so forth. But otherwise, it's all hidden. Like the UI is completely hidden, like it is here, of course. But they really did a good job on the UI for Curse. So yeah, so obviously,
See, look, this is where it kind of alludes.
Exactly that he has put a spell on Guybrush, and so it was all real. But he wasn't lost in a void or anything. Guybrush, he does emerge again as the start of Curse of Monkey Island shows. So yeah,
It's done.
it's my recommended playthrough, if you were to go through this again, is to play it with all graphics and voice. I think you would enjoy that quite a bit. Because that's the way games did play back in the day. In the mid-90s, we got these games with all graphics and voice. You know, that was what CD-ROM was for. I remember the first thing I bought that because it was mighty technologies to it, like games on a CD with several hundred megabytes of data, and you can fit movies on there, and games can talk to you. And the first game that was that mind-blowing to me, that it talked to me, was the game I mentioned, Simon the Sorcerer, which owes so much to Monkey Island, but it's a parody of a lot of fantasy fiction too, right? And it stars an English teenager, snarky teenager, voiced without a hint of teenager in him by Chris Barry.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me.
But obviously, he's a wonderful performer, so it doesn't matter that he sounds like he's 35 and you're speaking, while the character is a cheeky 15-year-old or whatever. It doesn't matter because he's excellent. Sadly, they only did the one game, but the second game, they say, still is a classic. I haven't played Simon the Sorcerer 2, but Chris Barry did not return for, and I'm not sure he returned for free either. But it was a coup, and we all knew about Red Dwarf back in the day.
What do you call it? A Comic Con in October that Chris Barry's going to be at. I think actually the whole Red Dwarf cast are going to be there.
Right on.
So.
Yeah, maybe he remembers it, maybe he doesn't. So if you have a little we chat with him that you pay 50 quid for, or do it while he's out having a cigarette or whatever, then then try and reference Simon the Sorcerer if you want to.
Exactly.
You have no shame. Like
shout Simon at him.
Well, that probably wouldn't work.
No, you were a sorcerer back in the 90s. And then, fuck off.
Red Dwarf is my main thing. We've done 58 series of Red Dwarf.
Exactly.
Is it still on TV?
I think there's talks of like another comeback. I feel like there is like a new season in the works.
The last thing I saw was whether it was a special or a series, was the one where they referenced Blade Runner and Richard played the James Hong role. That was a few years ago before Richard passed. So, but yeah, that was amazing. It was really cool because we all knew about Red Dwarf, and that voice is so instantly recognizable. Chris Barry's voice. So that was rather cool. I recommend it. It's on GOG as well. Good Old Games.
Yeah.
And surely Steam as well. So you can get that for a couple of p.
Mm-hmm.
So you see a couple of the actors are voicing multiple characters.
James Arnold Taylor.
See if they've mentioned who did the voice. If Earl Bowen did the voice, but maybe they mentioned it.
They did.
Up.
That was further up. He was second to Guybrush.
The one of the most star-studded games that was a mixture of FMV and cartoon was Toonstruck, which stars Christopher Lloyd as a cartoonist sucked into his world, and so he's an FMV, and all the things are animated around him, and that has obviously Christopher Lloyd in full motion video footage. He does voices. Dan Castellaneta, Homer Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Does the voice of his sidekick, unrecognizable because he's not doing Homer. And you got Dom DeLuise and things like that. But Toonstruck was awfully adult. It really was. Like, it wasn't for kids. It wasn't violent, but it was adult.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually very, very good adventure game. So FMV was a gimmick, but they used it well at points, you know. Gabriel Knight 2 is an FMV game, very well designed, very exciting, well written, well performed, and so it was cool. And indeed, George Lucas, very, very special thanks, because LucasArts turned into Lucas Games, and he wasn't. I don't think he was passive about that fact. I think Lucas involved himself to a degree where he wanted the product to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yes. I've been talking and perhaps extending this stream for far longer, but we're watching the end crawl. So
yeah,
is there an achievement for watching the entire end crawl?
No,
let's do it.
We got the 12, Ken. We made it. But
I've never cared about achievements. I really haven't. I don't care about it at all.
I think it's because I don't know. It was always a way to get another playthrough out of a game or something.
Sure.
Back then, where it's like, right, I've got the game. And you play through it, and it comes up, you've completed it, and then it's like, you know what, I'm going to have a look at the achievements. And it's like, you've missed 3. It's like, right, bugger it, let's play it again. I'll go back and get those 3.
God.
So it extended the life of a game. You got an extra playthrough out of it, or as long as they weren't too big of an ass. Because, I mean, there was definitely something like one of those Grand Theft Auto games had some sort of achievement where it's like, shoot 100 pigeons. And the pigeons were strategically hidden throughout the world map.
Someone managed to do it. I'm sure managed to do it.
Probably hundreds of thousands people have, but I couldn't. Like, I would be sitting with a map and a marker, and that's too far for me.
Mm-hmm.
But complete a game under 3 hours, I'll give it a try.
And heck, you can replay this game, but listen to the audio commentary by the designers across certain screens, because you can just stay like in limbo on certain screens and have them play the audio commentary for a few minutes. And when that is done, then you can just return to exploring Scab Island. You know.
Phil Mills still outranks me.
Well, 8,976 place is nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly. There's only 8,975 people ahead of me. That's
Thank
cool.
God you aren't that anal. Like, I'm gonna crack the 5,000.
Right, Ken, we're going back in.
No.
We've got to beat Slipknot Junkie 8. Or Spaz. Oh no, we bet Spaz. That's fine. Although we haven't beaten Spaz 9K.
Really an inappropriate amount of people nicknamed that.
Yeah.
Spaz. That is. Like,
Not just like Dennis the Menace 81.
Adventure Guy 69. out of cheese.
Yeah.
Well, this is how you extend the stream. Let's go through one at a time. 8,954.
How much make us laugh? But yeah, we're at 1 hour 59 minutes. So I guess we could call it a stream.
Well played, Stuart.
It's been a journey. It's taken us 8 installments. And yeah, we're done. We've played through it twice. I feel glad that we've done it with the Amiga graphics. So.
And now jump onto Curse of Monkey Island, if you can even stream the PC game that it is, because it's not a console game.
I'm going to try and figure it out. But yeah, if anyone watched it, thank you, and we'll catch up with you next time.